Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about costing and pricing of your cakes. Yes, how to cost your cake and how to give out prices to your customers when they come booking for a cake for you. But before then, let me show you something. So today I actually drew this. I did this painting. Yeah, I did this painting today. This is so this whole white board here, this white board here, this one is fondant. I painted, but I just use it to, I just cover this board, small part of this. This is a 16 inches board. I don't need to cover it with fondant, so I just covered just this space that I'll be using, and I painted this on the fondant. So this one is white fondant. So I did this drawing last night. The upgrade class that I told you about, I went for an upgrade class, and this is one of the things that I try to do. So just put this here for everyone to see. All right. So today we are going to talk about costing, cake costing and pricing. If you are just joining my YouTube channel for the first time, you are welcome. And this channel is to teach upcoming bakers how to go about their baking business, and also to encourage them on what and what to do, on steps to take, so that the business can be profitable to you. So today, right now, we're going to discuss on cake pricing and costing. Yeah, that's what we're going to discuss. So when we talk about cake costing, it means the actual amount that we bought our cake materials from the market. That is what we call cake costing. So this aspect of cake is very important, because if you don't know how much you get your materials, if you don't sit down and do your calculation, there is no way you can actually give customers price. So the two works hand in hand. I'm going to do an example for us to see. Let's say for instance somebody let's say for instance I go to the market and I get my cake stuff materials at home, and a customer now call that he or she wants um a cake. I already know how much my materials cost, so what I will do, I will ask the customer, what flavor do you want? How many layers do you want? How tall do you want the cake? Do you want a flat cake? Do you want a tall cake? You know, that is what you can ask the customer. So after every conclusion, you go back and do your calculations, because you have to calculate. So let's say for instance you buy your flour, a pint of flour or a basket. I don't know where you're washing this for. Let's say you buy your flour 3,000, you buy sugar 5,000, you buy ice sugar. So those materials now that you have bought, you have to sit down and write them down. Now what I do is, if I'm doing my costing, if I get a pint of flour in the market 3,000, I can't cost it and put that same 3,000. You still have to add something on top. This thing some people don't know. They will just go to the market and buy flour at 3,000, and like, you are doing it for the customer for 3,000. At the end of the day, you can now add 2,000 naira. That's your workmanship. No, I don't do my costing like that. It doesn't work for me that way. So what I do is, if I buy a pint of flour 3,000 naira, when I'm doing my costing, I'm going to write 4,000 naira. If I buy a pint of sugar for 6,000 naira, when I'm doing my costing, I'm going to write 6,000 naira and 8,000 naira, sorry. If I buy a pack of 500 grams of 5 sugar, 1,500. If I'm doing my costing, I'm going to write 2,000 naira or 2,500. So please, whenever you are doing your costing, take note of these things. It's not because you bought sugar from the market 5,000 naira, you will now come back and you are writing sugar 5,000 naira. You are going to run at loss for the stress and everything that you have passed through while getting those materials. You need to compensate yourself with some profit on that. Going to the market alone is a profit on its own to go and get those materials. So if I'm doing my own costing now for my potential clients, I can't just start writing, I got this. No, even egg that is 215 naira, I can't write egg as 200 when I'm doing my costing as 215 naira. I'll write 300 or 350 naira, because everything you buy from the market as a business person, you have to put your own profit before you start giving the person, or knowing how much you are going to charge the person for your workmanship. That is how to do your costing. Okay, when I was working in an eatery, this eatery, they will go to the market. That's where I learned costing. It's not all this costing you see rampant everywhere. They will tell you, you buy this, you write this, and no. That eatery where I worked, they will go to the market, get all the materials we need from the market. They will not come back to the outlet and sell it to us. They resell to us. That's what these big eateries they do. They don't go to the market and get ugu for 20 naira. They will not come and give you in the outlet 20 naira. No, they resell it. So now, because you don't have staffs that works for you as storeman, or people that take accounts of your stock, you understand, you don't have those people. You do all these things yourself. So there should be a charge. It's for you to even go to the market alone to go and get those materials that you used to bake for your customers. There should be a charges on it. And very importantly, when you are making a cake as a baker, you must know how many kg is in a bag of flour. If you are like me that normally use cups to do measurements, you must know, if you are using 3 cups for 250 grams of butter, you must know how many kg with 3 cups of flour give you, 3 cups of sugar give you. Those measurements, you need to know them, so that when you are doing your costing, you know what you are doing. You are not just doing it for fun. You are doing it for a serious business, because at the end of the day, however you handle your business, that is how it will benefit you. And when you don't do your costing very well, when you don't, I'm fine. Hello, how are you doing, Sonia? Catherine, how are you doing? I'm fine. And when you don't do your costing very well, in fact, the kind of, you will see that you are working, but you are not seeing what you are working for. So this method that I'm teaching you for costing and pricing, even if you are not a baker, other feeds, you can still apply this method. Do it like that, and you see that you are making money. You see that you are making money. Like this painting that I did now, that I just showed you guys. This is one of the upgrade class that I did, that I went for. So I did this painting. This is a fondant cake. Fondant. I just roll it on the board. If somebody should call me now for this kind of job, I know what to do. I already know what to do. So when you are doing your costing, know what you are doing. So let's say you have gone to the market and you have got all the materials that you need. You've gotten your flour, your sugar, your egg, cake board, cake box, everything. When you get home, sit down. If you are buying cake box for 250 for size 10, you are not supposed to write 250. It's either you write 350, 300, or 400 naira. There must be something on top for that stress you pass through to get to the market to buy it. So after you have done all these things, you now total it and know the cost of the materials you are using. Now, costing, when it comes to costing, we have about 3 kinds of costing. We have the direct cost, we have the indirect cost, then we have miscellaneous. Let's just say 3 types of costing. Now, the direct cost, these are the cost of materials that goes into the cake when we are baking. So your flour, your sugar, your egg, your baking powder, your flavors, all these are direct costs. I'm going to calculate this one separately. The indirect cost, I normally break it into 2 levels. We have edible direct costs and not edible direct costs. Edible direct costs are like fondant. Some people eat fondant, some people eat butter icing. These ones, they are not direct because you are not using it to bake the cake. Some people eat fondant, some people don't eat fondant, some people eat butter, some people don't. Whipped cream, there are people that whipped cream is like ice cream. Let me just say it's ice cream. So people eat ice cream. Some people eat Chocolate, you can use chocolate to cover it, but you're not using to bake, so that's why it is not direct cost, it is indirect cost. All these things you still calculate it, know how much a pack of whipped cream costs, know how much is 1 cup of whipped cream, know how many cups of whipped cream in a pack. All these are the costing you need to sit down and do. If you don't sit down and get these things right, you are just going to waste your money, you are just going to waste your time, your energy, and at the end of the day you might not be seeing something good. You might not be seeing something good. So that is why I always advise, before you start this business, if wherever you've gone for your training, wherever you are doing your training, they taught you measurement method. Maybe when you want to bake is a cup method, you use cups to do your measurement, it's not scale. Please ensure you know how many cups are in a kg, either for sugar, either for whipped cream, either for flour, either anything that you know you can use cup to measure. Vegetable oil, your milk, measure these things and cost it properly. So we'll now come to not edible items for under indirect costing, which we have accessories like flowers, balls, dredges. Dredges are edible, you can eat it, so dredges cannot be under not edible. You know those things now that you can just see, all these trending flowers and all that, those are not edible, somebody cannot eat it, it's just to trash it away, you cost it. Like I said, your costing, when you are doing your costing, the fact that you bought flour 3,000 does not mean that you go and put 3,000 under your costing. That's why it is always good to have your vendors, you know, vendors, cake vendors, these people that sells cake accessories. It is good to have 1 or 2 numbers, so that there are sometimes that there are some designs customer will send to you and you don't know the prices of those things. You can quickly shout them up and ask, please, how much is this flour, how much do you sell this ball, how much do you sell this, how much do you sell that, so that you can include everything when you are doing your costing and you can get your costing right. Now we are done with how to cost. Now let's say price. Now you have done this costing, you already know how much all these things cost, you already added your profit for the things you bought from the market, you already add your profit. Now, how much are you going to charge for workmanship? Now this is what I do. I charge per hour. Now this means that you are going to calculate for, let's say for 1 layer 6 inches cake, how many hours can you use to do 1 layer 6 cake? Because you are going to start from prepping to mixing to baking to designing to clearing everywhere, like clearing everything that you are doing. You clean up, you wash your utensils, arrange it. You are going to calculate those times and put it. How many hours is it going to take you? Is it 5 hours? Is it 6 hours? Is it 7 hours? If it's, let's say, okay, to decorate 8 inches cake is taking you 10 hours. How much are you now going to charge per hour? That is how I break down my costing. I don't just hurry and do my costing. So let's say you are using 10 hours to decorate 6 inches cake or 8 inches cake, or you are using 4 hours to decorate 6 inches cake. Now how much are you going to charge per hour? Mind you already done your costing. No, costing is done. Now you are doing your own workmanship. And when you are doing your costing, please don't forget to include your rent. How much are you paying per month? You divide it. If you are paying 50,000 per month, that particular month that job order came, you times it, you divide it, sorry. If it's 50,000 naira cake you are doing, after you have removed your 50,000 naira, yes, if it's 50,000 naira cake that you are doing, you are going to say 30 divided by 50. So if it comes like 500 naira, or is 500 naira that comes out, you know that your rent per month for that per day for that whatever job you are doing is 500 naira. You are going to remove it. Your utility bills, you are going to remove it. If you are area in environment where they do service charge like cleaning and all that, you are still going to remove it from that money. So when you are charging, don't just charge Sometimes when we see some big bakers online, when they tell you price that they collect, we be like, it's not the same cake that I'm making. Some of them stays in big areas where they have 24 hours lights. And when they are doing their costing, those things have to be inside that cake. For every single cake that a customers buy or a customer orders from them, they always put their their service charge, NEPA bill and all that inside, because they cannot take money from their pockets. They are doing business, so their business should be able to pay those bills. So those are the things you must do as a baker. Even if you are at home baking like me, I bake at home. I do my business from home, sorry. I still charge. I still include my rent, my utility bill, my service charge. I include it when I'm doing my costing. I do it when I include it when I'm doing my costing. So let's go back to what we are saying. So if you are using 4 hours to make your cake, 6 hours to make your cake, you now sit down and say, okay, this cake that I'm making, how much can I charge per hour? Now, mind you, the hour you are charging for kids cake is not the same thing you charge for adult cake. It's not the same thing you charge for wedding cake. Please know the difference. When you are doing this, know the difference. The hours, let me repeat myself, the hours that you are charging from kids cake is different from adult cake, is different from wedding cake. We all know that wedding cake is the most tedious. You spend a lot of time. So your per hour should be something huge. So that at the end of the day, when you are done with those work, by the time you are having body pain and all that, you know that there's something good is sitting at your back account waiting for you. So these are the things. See, when we see bakers online buying cars, traveling, going for vacation, we think that we'll be saying in our mind that, is it baking work that is? Yes, it's baking work that is giving them money. Because they know how to do their costing and their pricing right. If I want to give you a child's cake, if I want to make a child's cake, like kids cake, I can't charge the way I'm doing an adult cake now. Adult cake is simple. You can just do it. Maybe some of them will require you to put picture and all that. That is it. But for a kids cake are always colorful. Different colors. You'll be doing paparazzi, doing drama on top kids cake. And you want to go and charge the same thing with adult cake. No. You cannot do that. So you charge. If you are taking 3,000 naira for adult cake per hour, when it comes to kids cake, it's like 5,000 to 6,000 per hour. Charge. So that you self, you'll be seeing the money, you know that you are doing business. Do you understand? You know that you are doing business. So all these things are what we know. So if, for instance, you're not making a cake and your per hour is, let's say your per hour for ordinary cake, I'm using ordinary cake now, not just a normal plain cake you just write happy birthday, is 2,000 naira. How many hours are you going to spend? Let's say you're spending 4 hours. That 4 hours is now going to be 2,000 times 4, which is 8,000 naira. So for a normal small budget cake, let's put it that way, you are charging 6,000 naira per hour. So if you now have, let's say you are doing one layer, and that one layer you are charging 6,000 naira per hour. If you are now doing double layers, that means your money for 6 hours is 16,000. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to explain now. I guess you understand. So that is how to do your costing. First of all, settle down and do your costing very well, and make sure that everything that you are doing is included in your costing. Everything that you are doing is included in your costing. Then after that, you can now go to your pricing. This pricing, that's what will determine how you whether you still stay in the business or not, whether you can go and check. You know, this pricing is your own personal money. Now that's what you are working for, so you have to do it very well. Pricing is a lot too. I've taught so many people. In fact, last month I had somebody that came for pricing, cake costing and pricing class. And when I was teaching her, breaking it down for her, She was so surprised and shocked, because she was like, ah, I didn't know that this is how they do it. I didn't know that this is how they do it. She has been wasting money. She has been wasting money, wasting her materials. So all these things, you need to know how to do your costing, your pricing. Some customers will tell you that your price is too high. You know that your price is high. You know why your price is high. You know you work for it. So I don't know if you have any question you can ask. The comment section is open. I'll always come through for the comment section and see who has a question that I'll be able to answer. Then if you want to come for full training for my class, you can do that on costing. It's online training. You can come for physical class. If you're around Lagos State, you can come for physical class. But please, with what I've taught you, you should be able to do costing very well on your own. It's not something that is difficult. Just know what each of the things you are buying cost and the quantity. Do you know that I go as far as using my tablespoon to measure my baking powder? I measure my baking powder. As far as my flavors, I measure them. As soon as I buy them, when I'm relaxed, I will go and pick them up. I will measure them to know how many spoons are inside, so that when I want to do my costing, I'll not be thinking, and the other day I measure one for me, the other day I measure this for no. I measure everything. My baking soda, I will pour it in a clean bowl and measure it. I just want to be sure of how many spoons is inside, so that at the end of the day, if I bought it 3,000, I will sell to my customers for 4,000. So I will not measure it. If it gives me like 20 spoons, I will not say 4,000 divided by 20. And that's how we get the cost price for 1 tablespoon. So this is what I want you to start doing. Do it. Whether you are in hair business, whether you are in plumbing business, whether you are in fashion, this thing, whatever accessories you are buying, do your transportation. For you to go and buy the market and come back and be baking, transportation should be included. Delivery fee is not among go. You are not supposed to cost delivery fee. Delivery fee is not your business, because the money is not entering into your pocket. It's not. If you have a car, fine, but if you don't have a car, the only thing you can do is you can actually book for a ride. Like me now, I used to have the delivery person, but the person is no longer available. So what I do, I book for a ride, I put the cake there. When the person gets to the customer's place, you just tell them to pay, because I already spoke with the customer, like, okay, the person is coming now, this is the amount you are paying. So delivery is not your issue, it's not your concern. The only thing that is your concern is your direct cost, your indirect cost, miscellaneous. You still have to keep money. When you are doing your cost, you just keep small money aside in case of there's something you forgot to buy, or something maybe you now find out that you thought you had this before, but the thing is not available. You can quickly go and get it. You will not be like how will I put it now? You will not be stranded. So costing your product is very, very important. Costing it right is very important. If you can't do your costing, you will find out that you are just dashing out your materials. And that has happened to me severally. That has happened to me severally. I used to bake cake. I would just bake this cake like this. When you tell me this price, oh, I have order, I will just. But now that I know what I know now, I can't just give you price. If you call me for a cake, I will tell you that, hold on, I'm coming, let me do my costing. I will do my costing and get back to you. I don't worry. And one thing about costing too, one thing I will still advise about costing, if you are doing your costing, please and please, make sure you see the picture of the cake that you want to do. It is very important. And take note of every details, everything. Pay attention of every details on cake that your customer sent to you, so that at the end of the day, you people, two of you will not have issues. Now be going back and forth. Madam, you did not do this one. There was red here, you did not put it. There was green here, you did not put it. So that there will be no issue like that. So when a customer sends you a picture of a cake that this is what you want, when you are doing your costing, make sure that time to time you are going back to the picture of the cake. And you'll be looking at it. Oh, okay, there is yellow here. Is yellow this thing. Okay, she now use green flower. She now use yellow ball. Just be looking at it and be jotting it down. Okay, there is this, there is it's thick board though. You write it down. Then before you will now sit down and start doing your calculations. And start doing your calculations. So it is very important. If you can do your costing very well, you know, you see this cake business, you just be making money. And another thing again that helps in cake business, if you can get all your materials available at home, most especially the basic ones, so your flour, your icing sugar, your butter, your margarine, your sugar. You know, you cannot keep egg now, baking powder, baking soda, your flavors, your food coloring. Just get all these things at home. You see how you'll be making money. Because when you want to work, you don't need to go to the market and buy. See, most bakers will not tell you all these things, but I just decided that we have a lot of upcoming bakers that really wants to do something good for themselves, that wants to go into this baking business, and they really know what they want. So that is why I'm taking my time now to break this down. If you can follow these procedures, these things that I've taught you, you will see. If you have money, just buy all these things. Buy all your materials at home, so that whenever any jobs come, you know it's just to collect and